Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's Mike here at Game From Scratch, and we have another story in the ongoing big company buys small company until we only have one company left that owns all of the software in the world. And today's big company is Adobe, and the company they bought is Brio. I've never actually heard of Brio before, but it makes a lot of sense why they picked them up, and we're going to go through that. I'm also going to illustrate the single most obnoxious thing I've seen in a very long time in terms of press releases and how to do an announcement. We'll get to that in a second, but first we're going to do a breakdown of Adobe's 3D Experiences team. You can see it right here. That's the team that actually picked up Brio, their 3D Experiences, and this is sort of a new division at Adobe. But you can tell by the company, the components that make it up, that a lot of these were actually purchased by Adobe recently. This is all about 3D in the future. Companies are betting big on the metaverse, that whole 3D amalgamations, the 3D web that we've been promised for ages, where AR, XR, desktop, and 3D all come together. Basically, the promises of VRML from like the early 90s. Well, they're giving a crack at it again. That's the whole metaverse. Everybody is jumping on board, and the 3D Experiences team is Adobe's metaverse tool authoring, I guess we could call it. And at the heart of it is the Substance lineup. We're going to get back to that in a second. Actually, we'll get to that right now. So, in terms of acquisitions, they've got their 3D and AR team, and a lot of this was acquired. Now, if you're in the game development world, you no doubt already know about Substance products. These are incredible things for creating 3D materials as well as for painting 3D models. Substance was bought from Algorithmic back in 2019, I believe, and it's probably the preeminent texturing tool for 3D games, commercial, indie, you name it. And amazingly enough, after buying it, there's still an indie version available up on Steam, which you got to color me surprised. I didn't think that was going to be a thing anymore. So these three applications were acquired from Algorithmic. Stager is for doing rendering of scenes. It kind of reminds me of Toolbox if I was going to pick a program that's closest. That was developed in-house, I believe. Share Media, web and AR again. Then we've got Substance 3D Designer, and then the brand new one is Substance 3D Modeler. Now, this is another acquisition. It came from Oculus Medium that they acquired a couple of years back. It is now, in addition to being a 3D modeling tool in VR, you can also now do 3D modeling on the desktop environments. I haven't got my hands on that. Once I do get access to that, I will give it a go on the channel so you get an idea what 3D Modeler is all about. But they are moving into the 3D modeling space, which makes a ton of sense when you're already in the texturing and material creation and rendering space. And I wonder at one point they'll merge all of these together into a single full-blown 3D product and compete with the likes of Max and Maya and Blender, etc. But those were the various different acquisitions they've made in the 3D AR, VR space, and obviously the whole metaverse kind of thing going forward. There was another announcement just 2 days back of Aero. Now, Adobe Aero was first announced, I believe, in 2019 in beta, and then pretty much disappeared. Then 2 weeks ago, they did an update to it, and now they're calling it an introduction. It is a way of building, viewing, and sharing immersive AR experiences. Right now, it's available on iOS with betas for macOS and Windows available. So this is a tool for authoring augmented reality experiences. Again, that whole future is 3D, metaverse. You can demonstrate products or create things like this, what you see in front of you. I've always thought AR was a little bit hokey. I've only ever seen one kind of successful thing in the AR realm, and that would probably be the Pokemon Go games. Otherwise, it's been kind of gimmicky, but there are obviously big money bets behind it, so Aero was updated, another key pillar in their product line, and then finally we get to today's acquisition. And one of the most obnoxious things I've ever seen, the announcement is on LinkedIn. Now, I thought in the past doing your announcements on Facebook was as bad as it gets, but LinkedIn, ugh. Now, if we pick a site that I hate the most on the web, well, it's Quora. Everybody hates Quora. But number two is LinkedIn. So the fact that the news announcement is on LinkedIn just kind of makes it's pure cringe, especially for a reason I'm going to show you in just a second, which makes it way worse. So here they're basically going through the announcements here that they've been agreed to be acquired by their Brio XR, so they're going to be part of the Creative Cloud team. They're joining the 3D and immersive contents team with products such as Substance 3D and Aero, leading games, e-commerce experience, and augmented reality. Adobe leads by example, blah, 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 blah. Once the deal closes, they'll be joining an unparalleled community of engineers and product experts at Adobe, visionaries who are pushing the boundaries of what's possible in 3D and immersive creation. The team will contribute to the Adobe's Creative Cloud 3D authoring and experience design team. Simply put, Adobe is the place to be, and in fact, it is the place I've set my sights on joining. So they've got 40,000 plus users right now. So you should know that the Brio XR team is committed to giving you plenty of time to find the right place to transition your tech. So it almost sounds like they're booting everybody off, which is kind of nuts. So this looks like an acquisition more to get the technology than it is to get the customer base. So again, I'm going to read this again. Hope you learn more about Adobe and you find you'll share my enthusiasm. I'm eternally grateful for the trust you place in Brio XR and your belief in our web-based no-code platform for authoring and publishing interactive experiences. You should know that the Brio XR team is committing to give you plenty of time to find the right place to transition your tech. Yeah, it sounds like they're shutting them down. That's a very weird thing, but that would explain the next thing. So they were acquired. That's a big thing there. Now about them themselves. So here we are on their website. This is brioxr.com, and you can't log in. You can't find out anything. There's no access to the site. You can sign up, but you are not getting new signups. Basically, you can read this link right here, which again will bring you back to LinkedIn, which again I find really obnoxious. But due to the magic of the Wayback Machine, we can find out more about Brio XR and their technology. And it is a 3D and AR web builder. So if you wanted to host your 3D content online, things like Shopify and so on, it's got GLTF and USDZ file support there. It's a pretty product configurator. So if you want to get things online, that's what it's all about for publishing your AR stuff to the web. So if you want to do a project, if you want to sell a product and have it in 3D, that is the kind of thing that Brio XR did. They also have their own 3D ray tracer directly in the browser. You can share out a link to that. And then you come on down here, there's a couple of interesting things. First off, this company was actually founded by Alias and Mudbox founders. So Alias being Alias Wavefront Alias, makers of Maya, and then going way back in time, Power Animator, and a bunch of really important 3D applications. Well, Mudbox was the 3D sculpting solution that was acquired by Autodesk, and I think Mudbox doesn't exist anymore, but basically is like a ZBrush competitor. So there's some definite pedigree behind the Brio team. And in terms of the feature set, go on down here, we can see the key features. It's got 3D AR, VR, all from a single link. You can share online using email or SMS and so on. There is a real-time ray tracer, product configuration for creating different versions of your product, augmented reality view in your space at scale without any app. You can embed it in any website, 360-degree walkthroughs, template library, team collaboration, white label and password, interactivity, and 360 media. So the entire idea behind this company is basically if you wanted to offer augmented reality versions of your product on the web, that's what they did. And it looks like they went ahead and just gave everybody the boot that bought into their technology, which kind of sucks. But obviously this is part of the whole growing this space, the whole 3D web metaverse, blah, blah, blah. I don't know at this point in time. Do you think metaverse is the future, or do you think it's just sort of snake oil at this point? There's a lot of money being thrown into this by, well, hell, Facebook just renamed themselves Meta, which still is lame, but that's something that they did. Obviously, there is a lot of focus going into the whole metaverse thing, built around 3D web, AR, VR, XR, and all those other acronyms. I'm just curious, do you think this is legit? And have you experienced Brio's technology, and what do you think of it? So another acquisition, not going to impact most of us, is mostly for hosting 3D content in a shareable way, I think, at least the best I can read. Again, the oddity that they completely shut down their website, and it looks like they're not signing up any more customers, and they're booting all of their customers off their existing technology. It looks like see if you're one of their customers, this is not a great acquisition, but it looks like this is going to be a move that Adobe's going to make into this space. I'm curious what you think. Let me know, comments down below. I'll talk to you all later. Goodbye.